Well, joining us now, Dr. Michael Sinclair from the British Psychological Society. Michael, of course, there's nothing wrong in principle with wanting to look the best you can. When does it become a problem?
Well, I think this sort of behaviour becomes a problem when it becomes excessive. So when it starts to interfere in daily life and daily routine. I think a lot of these boys are spending too much time in the gym, and there's no longer a balance in their life between sort of relationship, study, work, etc., and exercise.
And how are you seeing that present itself in your line of work?
Well, boys are coming forward with some issues around distress, if you like, particularly in relation to a loss in social standing, not necessarily in relation to the way they look. I think that they are reluctant to talk about sometimes concerns around their body image because they're concerned about looking too effeminate or too female or girly, as it were. So they're coming with concerns around the ends of relationships and a loss of social standing. Boys who come to see me are talking about how they feel more respected, more looked up to when they have been to the gym for a couple of hours.
So if you're not telling them to carry on doing what they're doing, how do you get rid of those feelings?
Well, I think what we're looking at here is some quite uncomfortable feelings in relation to our self-worth. These boys are on a kind of treadmill, as it were, an endless road of trying to gain perfectionism. And what we know about perfectionism is that it's an unobtainable illusion. And so we're always feeling a sense of inadequacy as we try and achieve and adhere to this body image.
You get to see, almost by definition, extreme cases, I suppose. For most kids who are spending a couple of hours in the gym, buffing themselves up, looking fit for the discos on a Friday or Saturday night, there can be nothing wrong with this.
Absolutely not. And of course, we know that exercise is a positive behaviour to engage in. But what we're seeing with some of these boys is they're actually engaging in excessive exercise, even when they're feeling unwell or they have some personal physical injury, for instance.
I mean, some of our texts coming in, we're never happy. 1 minute, says Sue from Ormskirk, 1 minute's on the news that children are overweight and couch potatoes. Then there's some going to the gym, proud of their bodies, and now they're portrayed as having problems. Are we never happy? Here's another one. I train 4 to 5 days a week for 15 years, says Mick in Derby. I have problems in both shoulders, both knees are shot, and one elbow. Don't do it, lads. I mean, there are physical repercussions.
Absolutely. This is the dangerous road that these kids are going down sometimes, is that they're continuing to train, trying to relieve some uncomfortable feelings in relation to their self-worth, irrespective of how their bodies are able to keep up with this pressure that they're putting onto it.
I've been looking at Tom Daly in the diving, 14 years old, an extraordinary physique for a child of that age. I mean, do you think that images like that are going to make the situation worse?
Most certainly. The media, I think, and sporting heroes have an influence on children wider in society. I think that these kids are kind of trying to adhere to often an athlete's body image or an image of a hero such as David Beckham or Brad Pitt in the media. And often the media is portraying a very strong link, if you like, between this body image and the status that these people have in society. So these kids think that if I obtain this body image, then maybe I'll also acquire these benefits as a result.
Not easy being an adolescent. Michael Sinclair, thank you very much indeed. I'm glad I've left it all behind.
Of course.
Sinking into...
It's not easy being David Beckham with that voice.